I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Don't go through a breakup alone. Click on the link in the description below to get a one-on-one coaching with me, or go to my website, askcraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about when does no contact start working? So I know a lot of you guys have gone no contact and it causes tremendous amounts of separation anxiety, and I know how difficult it can be for you guys. I really do. I've been in your situation, I've been in your shoes, and you guys are really wondering, are they going to come back to me again? Is this working? Is it even starting to work? And so I thought I would talk about that today. I have a good email that I'm going to get to in a minute, but I really want to talk about this because it's really important for you to understand. A breakup is really a symptom of a problem, right? If you look at it and you really think about it, a breakup is because there were problems in the relationship. And, you know, obviously there's a tremendous amount of bad advice and information about breakups and no contact in order to get your ex back. So I really wanted to share something that I thought would be really insightful for you today, okay? If you go by the idea of no contact to getting your ex back, follow that train of thought with me for a minute, okay? That would be like saying that your car has a problem with the engine and leaving it in the garage for a couple of weeks and then going back to it, the car is going to be repaired. Think about it. You're trying to solve a problem just by letting it go and leaving it alone. Well, think about that. If you have a problem with your car engine and you leave it in the garage for a couple weeks and then you come back to it, the problem's still going to be there, right? And it's not going to be better. It's not going to be fixed. The engine's not going to repair itself. So you got to really look at it like that. You can't just think that leaving the problem alone is going to make things better, because essentially, once you go back to drive the car, the problem's going to exist. And here's the thing, is that this is like, for the analogy, you look at the car, you don't know how to repair the car. You need a mechanic. You need somebody professional to look at that situation. And that's why I'm here, guys. Please reach out to me when you are that anxious and you're stressed and you want to make sure you're going to do the best chances of reattracting your ex. Because, quite honestly, I get emails every day saying would've, could've, should've, and filled with regret. And I'm on the other side of that. You guys don't see that, but I see people every day that ruin their chances of getting their ex back because they want to do it themselves and they'll tell me, the frustrating thing is that they'll sit there and tell me, you told me in this video that I should follow that, but you went and did this plan instead and completely turned her off or completely made him angry or upset with me. So, you know, reach out to me. Let me help you with that, guys, please. I know what it's like to be in your shoes. I really do. I've been through terrible breakups before, and that's what inspired me to really learn this stuff, to put out information 5 days a week for you guys, because I really want you guys to grow and learn from this, to have amazing relationships. I was on the other side of this for many years, you know, seeing families break apart and breakups all the time and marriages ending, and it just got to the point where I was just like, I want to do something to help. And that's why I've literally spent thousands of hours trying to figure this out to give you the best opportunity to have healthy, happy relationships so you can have a family, so you can have better relationships with your wife, your kids, your friends, understand people better, the insight that I give you with the attachment styles and stuff like that. It's all going to better all your relationships, not just your romantic relationship. And you have to understand that every breakup is different. And I see so many people get stuck on no contact, but no contact to fix every breakup, it would be like trying to use one car part on every single car. Think about this. Like, that would be like trying to use parts from a 2017 Lexus on a 1978 Pinto. They both need different repairs, and each relationship needs its own repair. So please reach out to me, especially when you're feeling anxious and you don't know what to do, you're lost, you're confused. You definitely don't want to do the wrong thing, okay? So be very careful. You want to make sure you're going to do the best, behaviors to reattract somebody. I have an email here from Hans, and he said, "Hey Craig, I'm feeling really stuck right now. My girlfriend and I split up about 2 months ago. We were dating on and off for about 2 years. I came across your amazing channel and I have learned more about relationships in the past few months than I ever had. I'm doing no contact with my ex, but she hasn't reached out. My anxiety is almost paralyzing my life. I feel like I can't do anything anymore." I've been in that situation, right? My anxiety was so out of control I couldn't even think straight at work. It's awful. "I try talking with my friends about the situation, but I feel like they can't even hear me anymore. They must be absolutely sick of me by now." I have been there. But I'm sure they probably were like, "Oh God, not him again." The worst part is that when I do talk with family, they keep telling me to reach out to her, but she said she needed space. Okay, so think about this for a minute, okay? If she told you that she needs space, then you have to wait for them to reach out to you, right? The only reason that you're trying to reach out to them is to soothe your own anxiety. And this is not healthy because you're essentially using them as an object to get what you need met. And you don't want to do that because it shows that you're not strong, centered, secure, because you're essentially using them. You're saying, "I'm not strong enough to do this by myself. I need you in order to function." Well, if they asked you for space, then it's not really fair to do that to them. And you really want to think about it because your internal state of anxiety does not give you the right to impose upon other people. And this isn't just with anxiety, okay? This is with a lot of things, right? If you're angry at your boss and you come home, just because you're angry at your boss, it doesn't give you the right to mistreat the people in your family. And you wouldn't want it done to you. It doesn't give you the right to come home and scream at your kids because your boss is putting pressure on you at work. That's not okay. You need to find healthy outlets and not use other people. You need to act like an adult, and part of that means not stepping on someone else's boundaries. And, that's what I'm talking about with if somebody's telling you that they need space, and you're just reaching out to them because you're anxious. Well, try and look at it from their perspective, because the anxiety is causing you to really struggle to see the other person's perspective. But you really need to, because you have needs, they have needs, and sometimes if they've broken up with you, it's not really their responsibility to take care of your needs anymore. And I'm not trying to sound cold or heartless by that at all, but if you think about it, they don't owe you anything. I mean, obviously it would be nice if they were there for you and tried to help you along with the situation, and hopefully they wouldn't be selfish and they would be considerate of that. But are they really obligated? Something to think about. So, all right. Like I said, when we're anxious, we completely lose awareness of what that person is feeling. We don't care about what they want. We only focus on what we want. And you got to be careful, because if you reach out to them when they've told you they need space, there's a good chance you're going to make them feel smothered and trapped. And if you do that, they're going to push you away even further, and any kind of reconciliation is going to be further along. Okay? So, let me go on with, there's a little bit more to this email. They said, I literally feel like I'm dying inside, and I feel like she doesn't even care. Well, unfortunately, that might be true. And I know it really sucks to hear that, but right now, in this moment, your ex might not care. Yes, that is true. It doesn't mean that it's going to stay that way. There is hope, I promise you. Just because somebody is feeling one way in one moment does not mean they're going to feel the same way in the next moment, right? After you've eaten Thanksgiving dinner, you never want to eat again. That's how you feel. But if I didn't let you eat for 3 days, you'd be starving and you would feel a lot different. See how feelings change? So it does not mean that their feelings won't change. I know what you're afraid of. You're afraid of abandonment. You're afraid they're never going to come back again. You're afraid you're never going to hear from them again, that they're going to completely move on. Sometimes you're afraid that they've found somebody else or jumped into another relationship, or I've even seen somebody get engaged to somebody new less than 2 months later. So it's terrifying. It's terrifying. But here's the good news. Most people will revisit the idea of getting back with their ex at some point. It may not be when you want it to be, but there is a good chance that at some point they are going to revisit the idea of getting back with you. So there's a little bit more here. They said, I'm really looking forward to our Skype coaching next week. In the meantime, I just want to know, when does no contact start working? Well, you may not like the answer to this because it's not concrete. It's not the same answer for everybody. It's fluid. Because it really depends on their attachment to you and what the reasons were for the breakup. And there's a lot of factors. I mean, there's just so many different factors. So it's tough to break it down. But if I had to break it down, and this is the best way I think I could summarize it, is I would say that no contact starts working when the person feels more space from you than they want. I'm going to say that again. I think that no contact starts working when that person feels more space from you than they want to feel. And, for example, if they wanted this much distance from you, but now they're feeling this much distance from you, then they're going to start to feel anxious. Then they're going to start missing you more. At that point, more likely than not, they're going to reach out and do the indirect, direct approach, which I've talked about. Remember, anxiety is the root of desire. When they feel anxious about you, they are going to, more likely than not, do the indirect, direct approach, like asking you that silly question that always leaves your head confused, and you're just like, huh? She told me she missed the cat. I actually heard that one not that long ago. So the ex reached out, hadn't heard from her in probably weeks, and she says, I missed the cat. No, not likely. Yeah, you might miss the cat, but that's not why you're reaching out. So, guys, you really want to think about, you have to assess the problem correctly. You have to understand why the relationship didn't work, what was going on that led to the breakup, and that's why I'm here, guys. Let me help you fix that. Let me look at your situation and assess it with you and come up with a game plan with you based on what was going on to give you the best chances of reattracting them. Obviously, not every situation works out, but sometimes that's for the best as well. Like I've told you guys before, if I hadn't have gone through the breakups that I have and all the pain and hurt that I have, I wouldn't have spent so much time trying to figure this out. I wouldn't have gone to the lengths that I have, spending thousands of hours and watching videos, reading books, and doing all kinds of research, going to a supervisor for the past years to figure this out for you guys, and I wouldn't be putting out videos 5 days a week. So, essentially, it led to some of the best things in my life. I wouldn't have my son right now, and I wouldn't be doing this. So, sometimes breakups lead to amazing opportunities, and this is one for you guys. You can experience tremendous amounts of growth and work on yourself, learn more about relationships than you ever had, and create a better relationship than you've ever been able to have before. Just keep working on yourself during the time. I know you want to reach out to them. I would not recommend it. Got to work on yourself, figure out what's going on in the situation, and then you're going to have your best opportunity and chances for having a successful relationship again. Because it's not just about getting them back, right? You want them back, but you want to keep them. So, if you want to get my help personally, go to my website, askcraig.net, sign up for the coaching options that work best for you. I do email coaching, I do Skype coaching, whatever you want to sign up for, that's what I'm going to do. I love working with you guys. I absolutely love hearing from you guys around the world every day. It's so amazing. I'm just blown away by all the different places that I see coming up every day. And it's just amazing, guys. I love it. So if you want to share in the comments below where you live and where you're watching the video from, I would love to see that too. I do get with the comments as often as I can. Obviously, there's a lot of them, but I do what I can to get in there too. And make sure you subscribe to the channel because I do post videos Monday through Friday. And that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth. I will talk with you soon.